So we are coming to the end of the second week of our discussion for the November 2024 examination, and it means that technically we have about 10 weeks to go for the exam. Now, what you need to understand is that we've already started getting ourselves excited and looking at some key topics and key subjects that we need to look out for in order to position ourselves to pass the examination. But in this video, I want to share with you a couple of things that I hope will really help you to put you in the position to pass the examination. Recently, I had a discussion with some of my students in respect of finding out what really their problems are, and so that we can then structure our courses and then be able to help them to ultimately pass the examination. The reason why this is important to me is because I always say this, it is not just about, yes, you have attended lectures. It is not just about, yes, you have gone through the syllabus. It's not just about, yes, you have solved questions, but a lot go into your ability to be able to pass the examination. And I want to share with you a couple of general tips that will really put you in the position so you can go into the exam hall, write the exam with confidence, and most importantly, pass the examination. One of the key challenges of students to be able to pass the examination is time. And this is important because we only have 3 hours to go in the exam hall with a 15-minute reading time. And so within 3 hours, everything is done and you're either going to pass the exam or fail the exam. But many people's challenge is not just about the 3 hours and the fact that it's a limited time. The key challenge of many is to be able to allocate the time pretty well to questions in order for them to answer the questions they are supposed to answer to be able to pass the examination. But then it boils down all to complacency. There are many people who are complacent. People are coming into the ICA from their first degree or maybe from their MBA. Some people are even doing their PhD and they want to become chartered accountants. And so when they come in, and others have also written the exams and failed, and so they are doing a reset. And so when they come in like that, it's like, yeah, I know already. So you're teaching something. Yeah, relevant cost analysis, you've heard it. Yes, preparation of financial statements, you've heard it. Yes, public financial management, you've heard it. Yes, investment appraisal, you've heard it. Yes, macro environmental analysis, you've heard it. Yes, capital allowance, you've heard it. And so complacency makes a lot of people fail the examination. Because you see, immediately you tell your brain that, oh, this thing, I know it already, your brain literally shuts down and you will not be able to absorb anything further. So anything you want to study at all, and you are like, oh, this thing, I know about it, I've learned it before, immediately you are telling your brain that there is no need for any new information. And so for all of you out there who are having challenge, the first thing we need to deal with is complacency. Now, when you were doing your first degree, how were you like? Some of you were focused. You were really dedicated. You really put yourself down. You took everything step by step and you solved questions and you exposed yourself. You had discussions with people, and that was where you were able to get significant marks to be able to graduate at the end of the day. Some of you previously, when you started this ICA journey, you dedicated time. You had time to be able to solve questions, go into the things one after the other. But now, for some reason, you think you are a big lady, you are a big guy, you are a big woman, so you don't have time to study. And so this is where you see many people throughout the period they're not going to be studying, but then 2 weeks to the exam or a week to the exam, they're going to take some miserable leave from their workplace and will think that they can put everything together within 1 week, within 2 weeks. But that is not going to work. A lot of you probably have done that over and over again. You keep failing the exam, but you are still repeating the same thing. And so you don't have to be complacent. Yes, a lot of the things that you're going to be seeing in the ICA syllabus, if you're coming from your first degree, your MBA, You might have heard it. You might have seen it. It might have been whispered to you. But the way it is structured, the way you are supposed to understand it, the quality of the questions, the demand in the exam hall for that 3 hours is going to be different. So you cannot come in the professional qualification program like the ICAG or the ACCA with the same mindset that you had when you were doing your first degree, your MBA or your PhD. It's a different mindset. It's a different attitude. Because unlike your first degree, your HND, or MBA, your marks allocation was in respect of the project works, assignments, internal assessments, and various things. These together gives you your average pass score when you are graduating. But in the ICA, in the professional qualification program, there is nothing like that. You have 3 hours, and within 3 hours, your destiny is determined. Within 3 hours, you either going to pass, you have passed the exam, or you have failed the exam. So what it means then is that the mindset, the attitude, the approach, the way you study for the professional qualification examination is different, must be different from the way you see your first degree, your MBA, your MSc. And so the first thing that you need to really deal with is the spirit of complacency, which is linked to your mindset. Yes, I respect you. I understand you. You've done your MBA, you've done your MSc, you're doing your PhD. But when you come to the professional qualification program, nobody cares. When you come to the professional qualification program, you have to dedicate time. And so this is where you hear people, oh, I'm busy. My work doesn't allow me to do this. My children, my husband, my wife, my this, my that. Nobody cares about the excuses you give yourself. Nobody cares. I feel you. Okay, I could empathize with you. I understand you that you have to go through a lot of things in a day, but that does not mean you are going to pass the exam. There is only one thing that the examiner is looking out for. This is the question we've set. This is the marking scheme. What the heck did you write? This is the question. This is the marking scheme. What the heck did you write? So nobody cares about what you need to go through. And so if you are out there and you feel complacent, if you are out there and you think, oh, I am busy, I can just sit down 2 weeks to the exam, I will take miserable leave and attend some magical intervention classes, and boom, I'm going to pass the exam, you will fail the exam. And it is not that there is a devil after you, it's not that there is a demon after you, it's not that your great-grandparents are the one doing you, it is your own complacency, poor mindset, laziness, and lack of discipline for the course that you are doing. And that is one thing that you need to understand. And I share this with my students all the time. I empathize with the hustle. I empathize with the pain. I empathize with the various things that you have to go through in order for you to be able to survive as an individual. But if you want to become a chartered accountant, if you want to take your career to the next level, if you want to take your life to the next level, you have only one option, just one option. That is to make time to study. And so complacency, you got to get rid of it, and then mindset. This is really the problem of many people. If we can get you out of the shells of complacency, if we can get you out of the shackles of complacency, and so that you re-engineer your mind and see this thing as, if I work hard, I can pass the examination, you will be able to pass the exam. And so people will be making excuses. Oh, the questions are loaded. Oh, look at the question they asked, and the marks are located to the question and the time you are supposed to answer the question. Nobody cares about your whining. Nobody cares about your excuses. Because the exam that you said was loaded, the exam that you said was packed, the exam that you said was difficult, some people passed the exam. And for your information, someone came out as the overall best student in those subjects or in the subject. So your excuses, nobody cares about it. You are just lying to yourself. You are just giving yourself excuses that will comfort you that it's not your fault. But it is your fault. You are the one responsible for everything. And until we come out of that and realize that it is on us, realize that we have to make time to study, realize that nobody cares about your busyness, nobody cares about your challenges. There is only one thing we care about. This is the question, this is the marking scheme. What the heck did you write? Once you understand that it's about the question, the marking scheme, and what you are writing, that is what determines whether you pass or fail, you will change the strategy, you will change the approach. And so I really want to impress on you that if you are going to pass the examination and you've been on this journey, probably you've written the exam 2 times. Maybe you've written it 3 times. Maybe you wrote it and you failed and you stopped, went to do your MBA and you are back. ICA is not difficult. ACCA is not difficult. But if you are lazy, you don't dedicate time, you don't put yourself in the position that you will be able to practice a lot of questions, then I can guarantee you, you will not be able to do anything significant or anything substantial, and you'll keep on failing the exam. The fact that you had 40 in the last examination diet does not mean you need only 10 to cross. No. And that is the misconception many people have, because they feel, oh, I got 45. Oh, I was left with just 5. Oh, so this semester, I'm not going to attend any lectures. I will just do something on my own, and they don't do anything. They won't study, they won't do anything. Then they are waiting a week to the exam or 2 weeks to the exam. They will take leave from work and they think attending some magical intervention classes will change their destiny. No! I tell people this, the purpose of intervention is to provide blueprints and guidelines to the people who have been working all this while. That is the purpose of intervention. So that 6-hour class, 9-hour class, it's for people who have been studying, people who have been working hard. And so that 9-hour class, what is happening there is you are just being guided, you are just being provided with the things that will clean you up so you become sharper and go into the exam hall. But you are lazy. You've not been studying. You've not been doing anything for the past weeks. And then you think a 6-hour class can help you to go through the entire syllabus? Now, let me show you something. This is the ICAG manual for corporate reporting. This is the ICAG manual for corporate reporting. Can you see the size of the book? Can you see the size of the book? And you think you can use 1 week and attend a 6-hour and 9-hour class to finish this? What are you smoking? You cannot. Because it's not magic. You won't sit down and I will put this book on your head and then I'll speak something and then everything in the book will come to your brain and then boom, you go to the exam hall and you write the exam and pass. It's not going to happen. You need to sit down, study everything, understand the principles, expose yourself to questions, understand the context of the question, apply the principles, work with speed and accuracy, work within time. You need to practice over and over again to put yourself in the position to pass the examination. How the heck do you think a 6-hour class, how the heck do you think your miserable leave that you are going to take will help you to go through the syllabus and cover these things in this book to be able to pass the examination? Listen, it breaks my heart anytime I read the Chief Examiner's report. And I tell my students all the time, yes, by the grace of God, we've created everything you need. There are videos on our portal. In our mobile application, we have summary videos on all of the topics for all the subjects. Whatever you need to pass the examination, it's already available in the mobile application on our platform. Whatever you need is already available there. And we have our live lectures where we are solving questions, exposing ourselves to practical issues, dealing with challenges, and providing the mentorship that is required in order for you to pass the examination. But you need to work yourself. You need to sit down and do something on your own. You need to leverage and make time to study. So if you want to pass the examination, you have to change your mindset. You need to come out of your complacency mindset and understand that if I'm going to pass this exam, I need to work hard. I need to study. I need to go the extra mile. I need to do whatever it is that I have to do in order to position myself to pass the examination. That is the only way you can pass the exam. That is it. And I know some of you are watching this and you're like, yeah, Nhyira, I feel you. Yeah, Nhyira, I understand you. But you're like, hey, Nhyira, I don't have time. Nhyira, you don't understand, eh? My job, or my this, so keep on giving yourself excuses. Just keep on. Before you know it, everybody has passed by you. Everyone else that you know has passed by you. Before you know it, you are there, then somebody who is chartered will come and is now your superior. Then you become angry. You become agitated. I've been working for this company. I have given my life for this company. I have worked, sir. I have worked, sir. It's this time for promotion. And just because I've not been able to complete my ICAG and somebody just come, no, the person has had the position. Then you are angry. You are throwing tantrums around. What is wrong with you? You think the world is what? Yours? There are rules and engagements. This world rises and falls on rules and engagements. You have to understand the rules and be able to engage. So if the requirement is you got to be a chartered accountant, have X number of experience, and then you get this position, then you are not a chartered accountant. We don't care about you. We don't care about the sacrifices you've made for the company. The requirement is you got to be a chartered accountant or you got to have a certain qualification before you get a certain position. Listen, all I'm trying to tell you is this. Life doesn't give you what you deserve. Life gives you what you fight for. Life gives you what you worked for. And that is what you need to understand. If you can understand that, there is only one way to pass this examination. It is for you to sit down and study. There is only one way for you to pass the examination. It is for you to spend time, go through the syllabus and understand everything in the syllabus. Because there are people who are like, oh, look at this book. It is big. How can I learn this book? Okay, so what are the things that the examiner is going to bring? Really? You want me to tell you what the examiner is going to bring? Are you serious? Do you know why it is called examination? You got to study. And nobody can do this for you. Unlike your MBA or MSc or first degree, which you can give your project work and pay somebody 5,000 cedis, 3,000 cedis for them to write a project work for you so that you take it to your school and boom, because our system is not well structured, not everything is properly checked. You stand there, yeah, it is my work, but you paid somebody to do it for you. And so you graduate, but there is nothing in your head. And some of you take that same attitude and you come to the professional qualification examination and you think you can buy your way out. You think you can get things like that. It will not happen until you change your mindset, you change your orientation, you come out of complacency, you will write the exam 17 times and still fail. There is only one way you can pass the examination, and that is to change your mindset, sit down, make time to study, and stop giving yourself excuses. Because nobody cares about your excuses. All we are interested in is this. This is the question. This is the marking scheme. what the heck did you write? Until you come to the realization that what is standing between you and becoming a chartered accountant is you will never make it. And that is what I want you to know. Listen, I've been in this game over a decade. I've seen whatever there is to be seen. I've seen students come in, boom, they charter and go away. I've seen students come in, it takes them time to be able to go. Why? What's the difference? Is it that some people have 2 heads, some people have 15 brains? No, it's about attitude. It's about dedication. It's about sacrifice. You need to be willing to walk away from something to be able to have something. You have to be willing to do what you have not done before to be able to achieve what you have never achieved. You cannot have the same attitude, the same mindset, the same way of life and think you are going to succeed. You will never succeed. Don't wait 2 weeks to the exam, a week to the exam, and think miraculously you can do something. Because if you think that way, then this journey will be difficult for you. But if you can work every week, every day, every moment, 1 hour, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 15 minutes, here a little, there a little, I can guarantee you, by the time the examination period will be ready, you will be in the position to write the exam with confidence and most importantly, pass the examination. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.